large, I do it big and giant, man. I read a lot of comics in my school days. Big Chain, Luke Cage, Berserker Rage. Your girl on my Cyclops like Jean Grey. Her X-Man, no X-Man, I'm Team A. And I got two kinds of hope, that's green and gray. And I'm known to hold the hammer like Beta Ray. Switch chips like Mystique through Rogue in a porn. And my African chick kinda look like Storm. And my Chevy like Colossus, it's foam in its form. I fly like Archangel, Worthington Warren. My venom causes carnage, you have been warned. Niggas call me Rhino cause I toot my own Riding looks, comic crooks, smoking, reading comic books. Smoking, reading comic books, smoking, reading comic books. Riding looks, comic crooks, smoking, reading comic books. Smoking, reading comic books, smoking, reading comic books. Riding looks, comic crooks, smoking, reading comic books. Smoking, reading comic books, smoking, reading comic books. I'm a modern marvel, my whole kitchen marble. I might have lost my marbles, but I still got my marble. In the casino throwing cards like Gambit. Bandito, Magneto, chick magnet. Pay for, I make them pay more. Call me Silver Surfer when I'm on my skateboard. Took her to Atlantis, got her wet like Namor. I'm the fantastic one that these niggas came for. Reach riches with the cane, man, I make it gain more. Feeling like Forbes, cause I came from X-Scores. Call me Kingpin, cause the way I extort. Daredevil, Deadpool, who's next up? Your girl Professor X, she good from the neck up. I call her Dr. Strange just to get a checkup. Psylocke and Electra still going head up. Dr. Doom like Dr. Phil, I'm fed up. Omega Red in my all red get up. My type baller, Nightcrawler, quite sped up. Riding looks, comic crooks, smoking, reading comic books. Smoking, reading comic books, smoking, reading comic books. Riding looks, comic crooks, smoking, reading comic books. Smoking, reading comic books, smoking, reading comic books. Riding looks, comic crooks, smoking, reading comic books. Smoking, reading comic books, smoking, reading comic books. I'm a modern marvel, my whole kitchen marble. I might have lost my marbles, but I still got my marvel.
Hydra created a world so chaotic that humanity is finally ready to sacrifice its freedom to gain its security. Once the purification process is complete, Hydra's new world order will arise. We won, Captain. Your death amounts to the same as your life, a zero sum.
The extermination has already begun. Make no mistake, my brothers. They will draw first blood. They will force their cure upon us. The only question is, will you join my brotherhood and fight, or wait for the inevitable genocide?
These are the only mammals on Earth that have evolved to feed exclusively on blood. So in order to drink it, these bats produce saliva that contains unique anticoagulants.
So your theory is you can successfully splice vampire genes into your DNA to allow your body to produce those same anticoagulants.
Yes. It would be a cure.
At what cost?
The fusion of different species is a legacy we already carry in our bodies. Viruses insinuating their nucleic acid onto our own over hundreds of thousands of years.
That's evolution. This is different.
I don't think it is. We have to push the boundaries, take the risks. Without that, there is no science, no medicine, no breakthroughs at all. Okay. I can feel it. The cure. It's finally possible.
Seriously?
Highly experimental, ethically questionable, very, very, very expensive.
I knew that was coming.
And not exactly legal. Oh, and it has to be done in international waters.
Science has a way of snowballing. One discovery can lead to another. Years of discoveries led to our COVID vaccines, but what might those lead to? Last May, Dr. Anthony Fauci told me that it could help fight another virus that defined much of his career.
Elon Musk says he'll release Fauci files on Twitter this week. That story published January 3rd. We are recording this, let me double check my watch, January 5th. What are your concerns, if any, about the Fauci files on Twitter?
Well, A, no concerns, and B, I have no idea what he's talking about.
I mean, there's a lot of misinformation, conspiracy theories, disinformation going on
And of
out
course,
there.
Elon Musk also said that you should be prosecuted.
Yeah.
Do you know what he's talking about there?
I don't have a clue of what he's talking about.
Anything you want to personally say to Elon Musk?
No, I have nothing to say to him, really. I mean, I don't understand what he's doing. It's just unfortunate. He is a billionaire who has, millions and millions of followers, and he's spreading nonsense on his whatever it is, his Twitter account.
And he's not only the account holder, he runs the whole company.
No, I have no comment to him. Yeah.
Not even back off?
He's going to do what he's going to do. Whether I say back off or not is going to be irrelevant, Major. The moment of truth. Success, Martine. We did it.
It's holding together.
Test 243. Human trials.
The hell is that? What?
So by now you know how the US was partially funding gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, where many suspect the coronavirus pandemic leaked from. Just a reminder, gain-of-function research is where you make a virus more deadly or contagious to humans. Supposedly this research is done to prevent pandemics. Not working so well, is it? But anyway, you might be wondering, how did researchers at the Wuhan Institute of Virology take bat coronaviruses and make them contagious to humans? Well, their answer was human-animal chimeras. That's, artistic.
Bring in the next volunteer.
There's no way to know who's vaccinated and who isn't, and the majority of the population still isn't, which means we'll be relying on people who aren't responsible enough to get vaccinated to be responsible enough to wear masks, which sounds like a solid plan, but desperate times call for desperate measures. In Ohio, demand for the vaccine is down, so the governor, Mike DeWine, is pulling out all the stops. He is launching something called the Vax-A-Million lottery game.
On May 26th, we will announce a winner of a separate drawing for adults who have received at least their first dose of the vaccine. This announcement will occur each Wednesday for 5 weeks, and the winner each Wednesday will receive $1 million.
Bottoms up.
What vaccine have you had? I've had them all. Yeah, what one? Pfizer, Moderna?
I'll show you in front of you.
So how many have you had?
About 4.
You've had 4 vaccines?
Yeah, before anything else.
Well, don't say no more.
Right, what's your name?
Paul.
Paul, right. How many jabs did you have?
3.
3, what were they?
Pfizer.
This gentleman's had 3 injections, 1 into the other arm, 2 into this arm, and the kitchen roll is to cover a distinguishing mark. So he can feel that and he's getting pain when I remove it. And it's the same in the other arm, and it's also magnetic on his head. Thank you.
So what vaccines did you have?
You can feel
I
it,
can
Paul.
feel that, Paul.
Yeah.
Steve's one with his head.
AstraZeneca.
AstraZeneca.
How many injections have you had?
3.
What was the?
Sorry?
What injection was the Moderna?
Check my one. The first 2 was Moderna, and then the third one was Pfizer.
Right, this is Rosie. This proves that you've been chipped with a nanomaterial antenna. How many jabs did you have?
3.
3, what were they?
AstraZeneca.
All AstraZeneca, alright. So they injected something into you with no informed consent, right? They didn't tell you what was in those vials, did they? No, they didn't. So this means you're magnetic. This means you've been chipped, right? You can be tracked with 5G, biometric heartbeat and blood pressure. So this is poisoning your shoulder. It's very serious.
There's something different about him, Mr. Loria.
Yeah, I was having a good day.
No. No, it's not that.
Sit down.
No.
Sit your ass down.
What could it be?
What are you doing?
There it is. Too much iron in your blood.
Graphene is soft and extremely flexible. It behaves as an electronic skin that enables perfect brain surface contact. Moreover, graphene leads to miniaturized brain sensors with a cell-like size. This is less invasive and avoids unwanted side effects.
We are probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens. Within a century or two, Earth will be dominated by entities that are more different from us than we are different from Neanderthals or from chimpanzees. Because in the coming generations, we will learn how to engineer bodies and brains and minds. These will be the main products of the economy, of the 21st century economy. Not textiles and vehicles and weapons, but bodies and brains and minds. Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Those who control the data control the future not just of humanity, but the future of life itself. Because today, data is the most important asset in the world. In ancient times, land was the most important asset. And if too much land became concentrated in too few hands, humanity split into aristocrats and commoners. Then in the modern age, in the last 2 centuries, machinery replaced land as the most important asset. And if too many of the machines became concentrated in too few hands, humanity split into classes, into capitalists and proletariats. Now data is replacing machinery as the most important asset. And if too much of the data becomes concentrated in too few hands, humanity will split not into classes, it will split into species.
We have only bits and pieces of information, but what we know for certain is that at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
AI? You mean artificial intelligence?
A singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. We don't know who struck first, us or them, but we know that it was us that scorched the sky. At the time, they were dependent on solar power, and it was believed that they would be unable to survive without an energy source as abundant as the sun. Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive. Fate, it seems, is not without a sense of irony. The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat. Combined with a form of fusion, the machines had found all the energy they would ever need. There are fields now, endless fields, where human beings are no longer born. We are grown.
And here's a story straight out of science fiction, replacing human pregnancies with artificial wombs. I know the idea sounds dystopian, but it may be a fast-approaching reality. Dutch scientists are working on it.
For the longest time, I wouldn't believe it. And then I saw the fields with my own eyes. Watched them liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously to the living. And standing there, facing the pure, horrifying precision, I came to realize the obviousness of the truth. What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Imagine if you could look inside your batteries, if you could see how much power they have left, if you could tell how many more pictures you could take or how much longer your flashlight would shine. Well, Duracell has made it possible. Introducing the Copper Top Tester, a gauge which tells you if a battery is good or needs to be replaced. It's like being able to see right inside. The new Copper Top Tester, absolutely free, only from Duracell.
You can't top the copper top.
You know that unwelcome guest everyone wishes would just leave already? That's COVID-19. And that's why I got the new updated booster, designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. Got it?
This is a brand new Pfizer ad in which Martha Stewart chops the pineal crown off of a pineapple. What is she going to replace it with? A copper ring of pots. In other words, a copper top. The word top is pot backwards.
Duracell, you just can't top the copper top.
And these pots arranged in a ring is the mixing of the copper with the watery clay, replacing your pineal crown. There she is sharpening her blade. To the left of your screen, you see the pineapple. Pineapple represents your pineal gland.
They are obsessed with our pineal gland. You see all these pine cone looking structures. The Eye of Horus mimics this area in our brains. The pineal gland and the areas around it and all of the fluid, water is a connection to God. That's why we're born in water. The soul goes through water. This is how they can control us if they can remove this, if they can damage it with fluoride or whatever else. You see them constantly attacking it.
You know that unwelcome guest everyone wishes would just leave already? That's COVID-19.
So, the unwelcome guest, it's really not COVID-19. It's the people who didn't get the shot. They're the unwelcome guest. She sharpens her samurai sword.
And that's why I got the new updated booster, designed to help protect against recent Omicron.
She then slices the top off of the pineapple, beheading the pineapple crown, to replace it with the copper crown. The blue bloods.
Got it.
You can't make this up. Now, what does this mean? Let's break it down a level further. There is a crown that surrounds your pineal gland in your brain, and it holds the cerebral spinal fluid in these crown-like structures. They actually look like a crown of thorns. And inside this structure is where your cerebral spinal fluid is produced in the brain before it circulates throughout your spine and the rest of your brain. Look at this, got booster. So this is obviously a play on the words got milk, which is the pineal gland. This is where your spirit sits. This is what connects you to the Holy Spirit. Cutting you off from the Holy Spirit is tantamount to beheading you. It's called the choroid plexi. And inside the choroid plexi, there are cisterns and areas that hold the cerebrospinal fluid. This is your crown. This is the choroid plexus here. And it sits like a crown around your pineal gland. And it produces all of the cerebrospinal fluid. It's held in this plexus here. Aqueducts. There are aqueducts, which is water, where water is held. This is unbelievable. They want to steal your pineapple crown. Here's another image of the choroid plexus, sitting as a crown above your pineal gland. Now we're going to look at some microscopic images of the choroid plexus, because it literally has a thorny surface. Now, we've done a lot of videos on the body code and what all this means. You literally, our bodies were created by the Most High to offer clues about the truth of the Bible. Microscopic images. These are images of the choroid plexus. And as you can see, it has a thorny surface. Now here's another topic that we've covered many years ago. We had already talked about the choroid plexus and the crown of thorns, but now it is on display in this Pfizer commercial. Look at this, the crown of thorns. Now let's take a look at the choroid plexus in Wikipedia. The plexus of cells that arises from the telechoroidae in each of the ventricles of the brain. Regions of the choroid plexus produce and secrete most of the cerebrospinal fluid of the nervous system. So this is where it comes from. It is the well that never runs dry. Parts of the choroid plexus, because they're named after things that hold water. Aqueducts, cisterns, cisterna, magna, pontine, cerna, cisterna. It's all there, you guys. And these people are essentially gaslighting us with ads like this. Unbelievable. The copper crown.